Sawadee Cup. All right, so one very important piece of gear is your hand wraps. We're gonna go over how to wrap your hands. A big part of why this is important is you can wash them, so it will keep your gloves clean here. The way to wash them is to roll it up and stick it in a sock, or you can put a rubber band around it, or you can use a ditty bag. Don't just throw them in the machine because they'll come out in one giant knot. When they come out, if they are a little bit wrinkled up and hard to work with, one of the things you can do is iron them. This is how you iron them. You find a metal post like this, and you take it across and make sure it's flat, and you just do like this, and that will straighten it out. Okay? So, how to wrap your hands. These are for training. This is different from a competition wrap. So what you're primarily concerned with is supporting the wrists and a little bit of the bones in the back. Now there's many different ways to wrap your hands. This is the way I like to do it. So if there is a thumb loop here, and this is a training wrap, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the thumb and go against the thumb. Don't do it this way, go against the thumb this way. This will keep it on your hand. Now, it says this side down. If you mess that up, you can always just do a short twist. I like to put the majority of support around my wrist. Now, this is very important here. Make sure that you are lining these bones up flat. If you wrap your wrist like this, or you wrap your wrist bent here, it's going to stay bent. You're going to get injured and you're not going to have correct form. So line the wrist up straight. Okay. I put a lot of support here by going several times around. Then I'm going to go crisscross. All right, so I'm going to go up through, all right, the first finger there, and back around, so I cover that knuckle, and I'm going to come back down to the wrist. So you see I have a little X starting on the back of the hand here. Go around once, go around twice. Okay, now I do it on the first knuckle, same kind of idea. So I'm going to cover that knuckle, and that's just a loop point. And I'm going to come down across, crisscrossing, and building up that support on the wrist. Again, this is a workout wrap, so I really want that support when I'm hitting the pads. This is not for competition. So then I'm going to come up, and again I'm going to do the middle finger. A lot of times I'll skip the pinky. I don't really care about that. You shouldn't be digging your pinky into the focus mitts anyway. All right. And it's not really too much for your knuckles, as long as they're covered a little bit here. So I can come up and go one time around there, just for good measure. Another time around there. And then all the way back down to the wrists here. And there you go. All right. If you want, you can come back and cross it again. I would take it down just a little bit, getting my wrist nice and tight, because I'm going to put a lot of pressure into that when I do the focus mitt. Making sure it's nice and straight, because I don't want to hit cockeyed when I start training here. This is covered enough. It's not really for padding. Your knuckles will toughen up with training. It does have a lot of support by going cross boned on the back of the hand, so your small bones in your hand are protected, your wrist is protected. And that's how I like to wrap the hand for practice.
Bringing pain like two bad nurses, and the pain from these here motherfucking verses. Ridiculous thirsts involving hearses. To the dirt shit first fixing is in autos to work with. Slugs to the shirt shit, chest of squirt shit. I'm making it with an expert kid. From birth to the earth split, it'll hurt, bitch. Show you how worse it than worse get in its own.